Yeah, both of our guys, you guys just happened to, they've been rotating each week. As you guys came to practice, you've seen we've rotated those guys each week, and this just happened to be the week that CJ was with the ones.
Well, that's fun. That's Texans head coach D'Amico Ryans at Texans mandatory minicamp practice yesterday. There will be another availability with Ryans later today. DJ Bieneme of ESPN.com and I are going to be doing a recap of Texans minicamp later today with the Talkin' Texans podcast. We've actually got 8 episodes up on ESPN's YouTube channel, so check that out later. To bring it back to this, last week I said, I feel like this is a waste of time, and it's performative. Part of the reason I believe it's performative is because I have eyes, and I don't see Davis Mills having a future as a starting quarterback in the NFL. Backup, maybe, sure. But I feel like right now they're just trying to make sure that everybody in the Texans are treated the same, and that the second overall pick isn't treated any differently than the guy who was the starter for most of the last 2 seasons. Ryans was also asked yesterday at minicamp when he expects to name a starting quarterback. Here's what he had to say.
We'll see where that process goes in training camp, and we'll see, as the competition continues to grow, right, we'll see who separates themselves, and that decision will take care of itself.
Great. So it's going to take care of itself because Mills can't move. Mills is not good at throwing passes to the sideline, and I suppose that Bobby Slowick's offense could make things a little bit easier for Mills or something like that. But I mean, come on, we're not going anywhere in Houston with Davis Mills under center, and I do get fan frustration over this continued attempt to keep Davis Mills in our life. It's okay. Sometimes you let people go, right? You're not going to stay in touch with everybody that you meet. You're not. You try, but you're not. You're not going to do it. I'm okay letting Davis Mills go. I am. And it does feel like the Texans are just trying to keep him in our lives a little bit longer. And I don't know what the purpose is other than, again, like making it seem to the rest of the roster like CJ Stroud is just like anybody else. But anyone knows in that locker room that's not the case. Everyone knows that this is the future. Unless he is Jamarcus Russell level lazy or Johnny Manziel level bleep up. I do not see, for the life of me, how anyone in that organization is going to look at CJ Stroud and say, oh my God, wait, maybe it should be Davis Mills. Anyway, he wants a quarterback, said Ryans, that's not going to be overly cautious with the football yesterday.
With the quarterback, it's all about confidence, right? We want him to rip it, right? We want him, if you see it, go through your progression, you see it, make it happen, right? We understand not every ball is going to be perfect. You're not going to protect it all the time, but I never want our quarterback playing afraid to make a mistake. I want everybody playing to their maximum potential and attacking everything that we do.
We all want that. I think there were moments where Mills showed that. The problem is he's just not good at throwing to the sideline of the field. And I think the one thing that you did see from C.J. Stroud in college is the guy is very accurate. Going through his progressions, okay, we'll see. But the Texans are rotating back and forth between starting quarterbacks at both OTAs and minicamps, basically by practice. We're not available. They're not available to the media every single one of these practices, so it's seemed like at times Mills has been benched for Stroud, but that hasn't actually been the case. I hope this thing resolves itself sooner rather than later. I really don't want to see any Mills this season. I don't even want to see him in the preseason, to be honest, but I might just not watch the preseason to take care of that.
If he's on the team, he will play in the preseason.
I know, Sean. Anyway, Paul Gallant Show, ESPN 97.5, 92.5. Last segment we were talking about calls and people who do that. Ew. Larry Footsack tweeted at us, if my phone is ringing, someone better be dead. Sounds a bit extreme, but generally,
Heart's in the right place. Heart's in the that's about what I want.
I do think from time to time when you get a call late at night from certain people, that is the first thought. That is generally the first thought. If my parents are calling me after like 9 or 10 o'clock, I'm like, did someone die? Like, that's what I'm thinking, but I try to keep that energy out of my mouth. I don't even want to bring it up because I feel like it's only going to end poorly. Todd the Show, he Twitch comments, twitch.tv/ESPN975. My lady is annoying like that. She calls when she leaves the driveway. Oh, so she uses you to pass the time while driving?
That, oh my God.
I know a lot of people that do that.
I hate that so much.
I'm on a road trip. Hey, I just felt like checking in. Sometimes it's great, but I always feel when someone calls and I pick up, like I have to stay engaged with them as long as they want because I want to make them happy. That's my big problem. I'm such a damn people pleaser.
Yeah.
Someone calls, and the next thing I know, it's been an hour, and I'm like, we've talked about the same thing over and over again.
You should just like pull up one of our show rundowns and just start with like, Astros win 6-1 against the Nationals. Did they score too many runs? Here's what Dusty Baker had to say about Jordan's oblique injury, and then they'll just hang up.
I like that. I like that.
D'Amico Ryan says that the Texans plan on rotating their quarterbacks throughout the offseason.
Someone calls in, they're like, I don't like that. Great. It's a good dialogue.
Yeah. You just do the Paul Gallant show in your phone for your friend. He wants to be entertained. That's the best way. This is where you're at your best, entertaining,
That's true. That is very true. It is the Paul Gallant Show, ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. Entertainer extraordinaire, Paul Gallant, running the show.
Adult entertainer, Paul Gallant.
All right, we're not going that far.
No, you're an adult. You entertain adults.
They're not paying me enough to be an adult entertainer. Would I do it? I would have to, by default, get in better shape, so maybe not a bad idea.